There were two instances, both involving females, where I have really guilt feelings even now. One was a girl, her name was Alice. She was brought to the emergency room where I was moonlighting, and she had a suicidal attempt. She may be less than 10-year-old. I felt sad for her, and I talked to her a lot, and she was really happy to talk to me. Then I found some of the history of this girl. Her mother was a drug addict, and her father is in prison for dealing with drugs, and she had a brother who, when I saw, I thought maybe he is also under the influence of drugs. But she was so loving. She wanted to be around me whenever she sees me. One day, my children came from Philadelphia to Louisiana to be with me for 1 or 2 weeks. I took them to a Burger King, a fast food restaurant. And when I went with my children, Alice was in a corner of that Burger King. She came running to me, and she didn't like my children staying close to me. She was a little angry. She asked me, "Who are these boys?" I said, "They are my children." So she took a moment to digest that hard information. Then she asked, "Do you make birds, paper birds, for your children?" I said, "I do." She thought about it for another second, and then she asked, "Other than your children and me, do you make for anybody else?" I told her no. Then she said, "But I saw you making a bird for another boy in the hospital one day. Probably she is right. I don't think she will lie to me." I even considered talking to her parents so I can adopt her. But then I am living alone. I was not sure I would be able to manage her. She was only 8 or 10 at that time. Soon she will be an adolescent. Being alone, I am not sure I would be able to manage. So I did not adopt her. I'm not sure she is alive now. I still feel a little guilt about that. Another one is another woman. She is maybe 28 or 30. I see her every day on a bench. When I walk on the beach, she will be lying down on the beach, on the bench every day. In the winter, she will be all covered, still there. And several times I thought of telling her, I live very close by. you can come and sleep in my apartment. But again, I was more concerned about my reputation. And I did not ask her to come to my house. I don't know. In my conscience, I don't think I did anything wrong. Again, in her case also, I'm not sure she is alive now or whether she found a home for herself. I do not know. That is another guilt staying with me. Thank you.